Okay, this is day 77, and it's part two. I have to laugh at this Steve Bannon reaction. To me, it seems so obvious that this is a Skybridge Capital, deep state, Navy investor play. It's not funny, but apparently other people don't quite see it that way. So I just want to take everybody back to a book called Wall Street Goes to Washington, and really it's Washington Goes to Wall Street through Navy Intel investments in Wall Street through Goldman Sachs. But here's Michael Wolff, the guy who just came out with this book that's hitting the streets today. Here's Mooch. Here's Scaramucci. He's Mr. Purple Shovels, Mr. Skybridge Capital. Here he is, Mr. Purple Shovels, Mr. Skybridge Capital. You know him from our series if you watched our series. And here we go, talking about Steve Bannon. Again, building up the image of Steve Bannon as this guy who's going to be this deep state player that's going to talk Trump into a big defense budget. And the reason why the defense deep state is coming out now against Donald Trump is because of the tax situation. The money's coming back in the United States, and these Navy investments overseas are not paying off. They're not going to be as profitable, and the deep state is taking it out on Donald Trump. Here's a little bit of the interview.
What was Steve Bannon like at Goldman? So I didn't work with him directly at Goldman. My old boss, Jeff Wazzy, who hired him, who ran investment banking in the M&A area, said, and this is what I love about Steve. What you see with Steve is what you get. He's a very hard charging, very hard working person. I can talk more about the Steve Bannon I know personally today. Steve Bannon is one of the smartest people that I know. He's read every book in the Barnes & Noble twice. And so
Yeah, so what we really have here is a deep state player, three deep state players. There's Wolf is one deep state player. Scaramucci's Mr. Purple Shovels, Mr. Skybridge Capital. If you followed our series in Florida, you'll see all the different systems that Blue Water Group is invested in. The Blue Water Group is deep state Navy intel, folks. I just have to say that. If you look at the current issue that I just came out with, I basically said, look, he's been this Blue Water Group, Skybridge Capital guy, really from day one. The first day he walked into Goldman Sachs, he was a deep state Navy Blue Water investor from Goldman Sachs. I just proved it with Scaramucci there, but it was the same thing when he went to Hollywood. So he really hasn't changed his spots. And what's surprising to me is all of a sudden everyone on the different networks has lost their mind as far as who this person is. He's invested for the Navy kids since the day he left, Navy Intel school, and the Navy paid for his political science degree or his national security degree at Georgetown, and then sent him to Harvard to get his MBA. So this picture here, really, I use Bannon's imagery and ideology here, but this is really a deep state play. They have to attack Donald Trump Jr. with Steve Bannon. They have to attack the girls and then the wife with Meryl Streep. It's a complete attack on the character of everyone before they're arrested. This is the artillery that a Mike Kempner and a Mossad Worldwide, with a Mike Kempner would soften up the target before sending in the troops, the infantry. And so based on this, I predict that Donald Trump Jr. will be arrested on Monday. They're not going to obviously go after Kushner. I thought they were, but Kushner brings you back and pulls the house down on yourself. Kushner did EB5s in New York, but the problem is Tony did 100 times more. Tony Podesta and John Podesta did 100 times more. Paul Manafort can now testify against you and say, oh, by the way, yeah, I was bringing Russian oligarch money and Ukrainian oligarch money into the United States, like Firtash and Gubarov and all the other ones. And, oh, by the way, you were the ones selling the visas, the EB5s, not me. So this is going to backfire. And what this really is, the reason why I use Steve Bannon's imagery here is this really isn't the face of evil. He was a great image maker as the face of evil. But what this really becomes now is the face of the deep state. I'm not saying the deep state is evil, but what this really is the face of deep state. And what Steve Bannon has done in his actions, he's exposed that this is a fraud. This is just imagery. This is just Hollywood movie making. This is just dream catching, right? What he's done is he's taken the face, he's literally taken the mask off Osama bin Laden, and now you see the face of Andrew McCabe. He's taken the face off this imagery from the past of Lenin, and now you see Rod Rosenstein. He's taken the face off Stalin, and now you see Mueller. And now you see Uranium One. Now you see all these deep state plays, and now you see Steve Bannon as a player in this game, okay, for the deep state. You see who Scaramucci is now. You see this all, Michael Wolff, all as this school play now, and now you see the players for who they really are. These are the actors on the stage that Steve Bannon put out there in the face of evil. Now you see the real faces. And this guy here, this guy from the Midwest, this aw shucks Gary Cooper type figure, you know, in John Doe, this Tom Hanks kind of figure with Forrest Gump, this Jimmy Stewart type figure with Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. We're all this person. We're all this everyman. Our contributors here on this channel are this person. We all become this person here wanting to face this deep state. And that's really what the importance, that's what Steve Bannon does, is Steve Bannon has unmasked the deep state. He's unmasked the evil, and now we are staring the deep state in the face.